We took a model from 10k a month to over 200k a month in her first 60 days with zero ad spend, just trial reels on Instagram and TikTok. And in this video, I will show you how we actually built the viral content machine that prints thousands of subs daily using organic short form content. So if you're still relying on Reddit, dating apps, mass DMs, or any other black ad, you're already way fucking too far behind. So I'll actually walk you through the content structure, the CTA funnel, the reel format, and just everything we actually use to turn all of this traffic into multiple six figures a month within the first 60 days. So that being said, let's get straight into it. And yeah, let's cut to the video. And this is just for some more context as well to show that I'm not full of shit. But as you can see, this creator is pretty much stuck at 10k a month forever. We scrapped all her social media and we literally grew her Instagram from 0 to 370k, TikTok from 0 to 320k, and her income from, again, stuck at 10k a month, as you can see, literally 12k gross in February, and then literally the first month of using trial reels and organic, she went to 70k. So that's 10k to 70k in her first 30 days, and then in her first 60 days, 280,000. So that's $10,000 to $280,000. Last month again did around the same, $282,000. This month we're literally a few days in and she's already done $91,000. Going to be at least a 300k month, and this is literally pretty much all from this system that I'm about to show in this video. So this is by far the most valuable video I've ever created. So pay attention, watch it over and over again, and take notes. Obviously, this is what we're going to talk about today: scaling IG trial reels for obviously OnlyFans growth. Right now, organic isn't dead. Most of you will probably just like doing it wrong. Most creators are probably doing it wrong. Obviously, if you've got to that section of the program, then you're obviously not doing it wrong. But for those of you new, the reason that you're not seeing results with organic is because you're probably doing it wrong, right? And especially creators, like they think this way a lot. Like most creators think that like Instagram organics dying, or they like getting shadow banned and all this like bullshit. But the truth is they're just doing it without system, scale, or leverage, right? And in this masterclass, I'm going to actually show you how to firstly use Instagram's trial reels feature for massive organic growth, turn one viral video into 100+ unique pieces of content, post 1,000 times per day across accounts using a VA infrastructure, build a high-performance short-form content machine using proven verticals, and then systemize the entire thing so it scales without you, right? So what are trial reels? Now, trial reels are Instagram's quiet distribution feature. It's a way to push reels to non-followers only without showing up on your grid or feed. And the Instagram's way of testing your content with cold traffic risk-free. Now, this is a beta feature on Instagram. And so like we like you to milk this as long as it lasts, because you never know, like this could be taken away, right? So while this year, we're just going to rinse this and make as much money as possible, exploit trial reels until it's no longer you, or if it stays, then great, or if changes, every single system faces entropy at some point. So this is going to change, just to put into context. So what I talk about today might not be relevant 2 months from now, 3 months from now, even maybe a week from now, maybe 6 months from now, who knows, right? So, key characteristic: trial reels do not show up on your grid. They're not shown to followers. They just only show to cold audiences. They can be reposted again and again, and they allow you to test ideas without hurting your account's performance. Now, trial reels is an additional thing. So, I wouldn't stop posting and doing what you're doing with regular content. I would just add trial reels as an additional, right? So, how to actually post a trial reel? When it comes to a trial reel, super simple. You literally just go to create a reel like normal, scroll down, and then toggle the trial reels feature. And as you can see, it will say in feed and reels, your reel will only be shown to non-followers at first and will not appear on your profile. If it performs well, you can also choose to automatically share it to everyone, right? And so that's when you're going to get like some super, super crazy growth. And it can also like reignite some of your old previous content. So like if you're stuck in a rut with content right now, maybe your old stuff's not performing, this is a really good way to start to sort of reignite your audience, and start to build again, right? Now, again, number 3, post is only going to be shown to cold traffic, and it's obviously not going to show on your profile grid. Now, some common issues, right? Trial reels toggle not showing. If the trial reels toggle is not showing, then either the account's too new, the app, the version of Instagram you've got is outdated, you're not in the current rollout group, and it can be country specific as well. So this is something that, just go and figure out if you haven't got it, figure out why it's not in your specific country, or why it's, why you're not a part of the rollout group, etc. And then just go and figure out how to solve that, right? Fixes, obviously, for this. Again, post regular reels to warm the account, engage, like, comment stories, update the latest version of IG, log out, log back in, wait 24 to 72 hours, and it often appears after activity. Trial reels give you free, scalable traffic, no risk, no spend, just reach, which is the good thing about this feature. It's pretty overpowered. Now, that's just trial reels in general, right? Like, that's just the basics of it. But obviously, we're here to like really maximize this and take advantage of it. But for that, firstly, why do most people actually fail with organic? Firstly, they have no system. They just vibe, right? They just post random shit that they want to post. They create content, but they don't distribute it. They post once and expect virality. They don't build engines, and they rely on new ideas every day instead of using what already works, right? These are all the things why most people fail with organic. And you don't need more creativity, you just need more leverage. And so that's what trial reels is actually creating for us is creating a lot of leverage. Now, the viral content framework still applies. Now, there's two ways that this is going to benefit you guys in you, right? There's going to be people in this call that are already doing 6 figures a month, 7 figures a month with their agency. I've already got creators that are super famous, got tons of viral content already. If that's you, you're going to be able to literally implement what I'm going to talk about today and go and start running the play immediately and then immediately seeing a crazy ROI on what I talk about. If you're just starting out, then you're going to obviously need to go through the actual the organic content portion of the program and start to build those viral winners. Because for trial reels to work in the way that we're exploiting the system, we need viral content. And so that's what we're going to talk about. So if you already have viral content, you're going to be able to literally implement like immediately after this call what I'm talking about. But if you don't have viral content yet, then you're going to have to go and create viral content. And obviously, you create viral content by following the framework in the program, whether it's Ewok principles and all these other stuff, and obviously utilizing the verticals, right? I'm not going to necessarily spend time going over this entire document and this entire video on organic content and examples and so on and so forth, because it's in the program. There's like hours and hours of videos on this particular stuff that you can just obviously go and watch, right? So you're going to need to understand this stuff. You're going to need to have your verticals in place. You're going to need to be up to date on that. Now, in terms of verticals, right? The best performing verticals across all of our creators to this day still skits, Omegle, social hack, and Snapchat and dance trends, right? These are the 5 highest performing verticals that we've used across all of our creators. And I'm going to show some examples and sort of break them down as well, right? So obviously you've got skits first. So if we look at like the skits example, sorry, this is the social hacking one we'll do first. Let's just do social hacking, right? So social hacking, the idea behind this, if you've not created content yet, or if you are not going viral, this is going to be perfect for you to look at, right? So all social hacking is pretty much engineering virality through faking interactions with celebrities, right? So, for example, you'd have your OnlyFans model, you'd have a famous person that's on stream, and you would pretty much send her the video and get her to act like she's actually talking to him, and then you'd obviously edit it and make it look like they were talking to each other live on stream, right? So here's an example of what that looks like.
An outfit of the day? Yeah, I could do that. It's just cozy vibes. Yeah.
So obviously that's fake, right? Like they didn't actually have this conversation. You were speaking to another girl, but obviously this is just like completely fake. Like they've just sent this video to the creator and said, "I'll just act like you're talking to him, and then we'll edit it to make it look like you're on your stream," right? So you're social hacking, you're using his face to go viral, right? That's one of the best performing verticals for us. And you could obviously do this across tons of streamers, tons of celebrities. Like for example, I'll show you another example. Let me pull it up. So this again, you can also you can mix verticals, right? Like I've said in the past, like a million times, you can make new iterations of the same vertical. So if Omegle's performing really well and social hacking's performing really well for you, try combine them, right? And make a new vertical. So now you've got another winning piece of content. So an example of that would be, okay, this is now Omegle, but also social hacking, right? So this is fake. This interaction didn't happen. This guy's a famous streamer, millions of followers. His name is Jason Lewin. And obviously this is completely fake, but it looks like they met organically on Omegle, right?
Cool, I am, and you win a prize.
You look short.
Mm-hmm.
You're like 5 flat.
Not quite. Guess again.
What the? You're 4'8"?
No.
So again, right? Like again, fake video engineered, right? Not real, but again, more likely to go viral because you are using obviously a famous streamer in this vertical, right? So that's an example of the first vertical in obviously social hacking, right? So that's going to be like, you know, fake convos with streamers, speed, Kaizenat, etc. And obviously you guys have access to all this doc, all this infrastructure. Obviously you guys can see everything here, right? So that is the first vertical that is like one of the best performing for us. And again, you can combine these verticals. Secondly is obviously Omegle. Again, the Omegle vertical example, you can obviously see and obviously go through in the program. And again, another example of Omegle is literally like what I just showed, right? So, you know, you can either, again, you can fake Omegle or you can do it organically. So if you fake an Omegle, it's just going to be the same thing. Like you can just jump on a video call with your creator, or you can get actors or whatever you want to do, and then just add it, make it look like Omegle, or you can actually jump on and get organic reactions. Now, for us personally, organic reactions actually do perform the best, but they are hit and miss, right? Because obviously you don't actually know what a stranger is going to say. But like when you do get like hitters on Omegle, they can do extremely well, right? So, like as an example, like this is obviously with a stranger. This had like 8 million views, and this is like an actual real organic example, right? So as you can see,
Right, I have a lot of tattoos.
Oh, did I win?
Yeah, I only have a sleeve. Holy shit.
What would you rate my tattoos then out of 10?
Probably a 10.
Really? Wow, that's awesome. Thanks.
How did that feel on your throat?
What, pain-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, none of it feels nice, does it? It was pretty painful, but like the ribs and stuff were much worse. The boobs, that hurt way more. The neck.
Your whole boob is tattooed?
My whole body is tattooed.
I thought like it was your chest and then like you went around your boobs.
No.
That's crazy. like your nipple, like everything?
Everything.
What the fuck? No way.
Wait.
Oh my, that's insane. Jesus Christ.
so again, like this is just a random organic interaction. Like we're not necessarily knowing this is going to go viral, but obviously it did because the comments just like absolutely shredded this guy, right? And so like you can literally just get a creator to jump on. It's not obviously Omegle anymore, but just get it to jump on Omi TV, and then we just make it look like Omegle because Omegle is obviously more familiar, right? So you can literally just jump on Omi TV. You can jump on Monkey.app. There's all these like platforms. Just talk to strangers pretty much, and then you can just obviously edit it to make it look like it's Omegle. Omegle just works best for us, purely just because of like the brand association and people recognize it from back in the day, and it also baits comments because obviously Omegle's not a thing anymore. So people are like, how are you still on Omegle and so on and so forth, right? So it's just edited to look like that, but these are all done on like monkey.app and Omi TV. So that is an example, obviously, the Omegle vertical. Skits as well, right? Like obviously everyone knows what skits are. Skits just super simple stuff.
One for me, one for you. Hey, do you want to play one?
Just super simple stuff, right? There's obviously you can get comedy skits, you can do super simple skits, just like obviously showing like her ass, stuff like that. Again, already know what skits are, but just for context, this is what it is. And then Snapchat, right? Snapchat is also an insanely high performing vertical for us. Just super simple stuff that makes it look sort of like candid, makes it look off guard, makes it look like it was organic, right? And that's sort of the point of it. And they do really well because it just looks super organic, like it wasn't planned, right? So an example of that is this.
Sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for Las Vegas is number 18.
So again, you've probably seen these all over Instagram. And again, these are like one of the best performing verticals. And then lastly, dance trends, right? Don't need to show examples of that, self-explanatory. Dance trends, like our 5th highest performing vertical. So these are the verticals that, like, if you don't have these, like, you want to start creating them as soon as possible. Now, if you've been in the program for a while and you obviously are following this blueprint, you are creating these, then you've already got some viral videos. And so that's going to be pretty good for you because now we can actually start to exploit trial reels with these viral videos, right? So when it comes to the actual core trial reel system, right, now that we understand these verticals are the best performing on trial reels, best performing on organic in general, when it comes to the actual core trial reel system, here's how we build the machine, right? So if you've already got a creator that's already got viral content, then all you need to do is firstly just use your Instagram to find previous viral winners, right? So for example, I could go to this creator, and ideally I'm looking for stuff that's performed in the past. So for example, this video, 4.9 million views, this one, 2.3 million views. These are obviously like outliers, and these are like viral videos. So this is good for me. I can now download these videos and I'll show you the rest of the process, right? So again, you want to go through your creator's Instagram, find previous viral winners. If you don't have viral winners yet, then you want to follow this format: skits, Omegle, social hacking, Snapchat, dance trends. You want to start creating as many of those as possible and start to find those viral videos. Ideally, to use this trial reel system, you're going to need at least 10 viral pieces of content like previously. So if you don't have it, then you got to go and get 10 viral pieces of content. Once you got that, you can really start to exploit it. But the aim of all of this is to get 100 winning pieces of content, right? That's the game that we play. Through even when we do just normal organic before trial reels, our entire like aim was, okay, every single creator that we work with, we just want to get them 100 viral pieces of content. So like 100 pieces of content that, you know, is over 1 million views, for example. So that we're building the 100 winner vault, right? So if you've already got a creator and you've already, you know, got views, you're already making a lot of money, you've already got, you know, tons of content probably, just go back through all her previous viral content, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, it doesn't matter, right? And go and pull as much of that as you can and upload it to a Google Drive and try and get as many previous winning pieces of content as you can possibly find, right? Anything that's performed super well, you know, you could look at, okay, you could test it with anything that's got over 200K, you could test it with anything that's got over 500K, anything that's got over 1 million, and you could sort of organize those if you want, but just try and find as many winning pieces of content as possible, right? Then what you're going to be doing is using Tick Fusion or Face Swap to make the actual each reel unique. So what it does is, this is like an example, right? I could go to this, let's just say, okay, cool, this is my creator, and I'm looking for all the viral content, so I'm going to download this video, this video. I'm gonna go and just scour through all of your content and download as many viral videos as possible. I'll go to TikTok, do the same thing. I'm gonna upload them all to a Google Drive. I've now got 100 viral pieces of content in a Google Drive, and then I am gonna go to like Tick Fusion, and I'm gonna upload these videos to Tick Fusion, right? So I can upload one of these videos, and it's gonna make, if I want, 1,000 variants, right? So that now, in theory, like I have 1,000 more lottery tickets to go viral, right? That's the way to look at it. Or if you want to make it unique a different way without using Tick Fusion, even though Tick Fusion are, I believe, releasing a face swap themselves to make the content unique, you could use something like, you know, Picasso, right? To just face swap the video to make that unique, right? So those are two ways to make one viral video unique, but it will still have the same effect because the video is still the exact same. It's just Instagram doesn't necessarily notice it as the same video, right? So you build 100 winner vault, you use Tick Fusion or Face Swap, and you remix each winner into, this is an example, but you remix each winner into 100 unique variants, right? You could do 10, you could do 500, you could do 200, you could do 1,000. Doesn't necessarily matter. The point is, like, with 100 unique variants, or let's just say even 70, if you go through your models page and you've got 70 old viral videos that you can now use, you've like, okay, cool, you've got one viral video. With Tick Fusion, you can now pretty much make that 100 new fresh angles, 100 new opportunities at going viral again. Because if you've got a video that's got 10 million views, for example, it's resonated with 10 million people, meaning it's universally understood to some level, and therefore it will 100% resonate with another 10 million people somewhere. It just hasn't found that audience. It hasn't hit that pocket. And so because trial reels pushes to new followers every single time, you could literally have one video, use Tick Fusion, make 10 variants of it, upload all 10 variants to trial reels, and maybe out of all 10 variants, maybe 5 of them flop, but maybe the other 5 hit the right pocket of audience. They hit the new followers correctly and they go viral again. And now you've got another 5 viral videos without doing any work, without the model doing anything, all from one video that's already proven and gone viral, right? And so it allows you to just consistently iterate on winning pieces of content previously, right? So one viral video equals 100 fresh angles as an example. It could even equal 1,000 fresh angles, depending on what you want to do. You've got 70 winning pieces of content, right? Which is like 7,000 ready to post assets. So if you've got 70 viral videos, like if you've been in the game for a while, you've been posting, you've got a creator that's doing well on social media, and you've got 70 viral videos, you can quite literally like immediately have 7,000 new pieces of content ready to post on trial reels, and get just go insanely viral, right? Like there's a page doing it right now that's posting like over 100 times every single day, getting like billions and billions of views every month. There's a bunch of pages doing that now. And so like you can literally exploit trial reels to an extreme level. And so like eventually like you could obviously really scale the system, which is what we're currently working on doing. You could scale it to easily 1,000 posts a day with just 10 winning pieces of content in theory, right? So in theory, because Tick Fusion makes 1,000 unique variants, or you could do 1,000 unique face swap variants, wherever you wanted to do, you could literally have one viral video and make 1,000 pieces of content from it. And so if you've got, you know, 70 winners, you literally got 77,000 new videos to post without your creator having to do anything. And you can just spam trial reels pretty much, right? So again, audit the content, find previous winners. If you haven't got previous winners, then follow the steps before, right? You got to start making viral content using Skits, Omegle, Social Hack, and Snapchat Dance Trends. Build the 100 winner vault, right? You should be working on this every single like day. Like when you do get viral hitters, add them straight to the viral content vault. Use Tick Fusion or Face Swap so you can remix each winner into 100 unique variants, for example. Now, also, you could, if you don't have viral videos, you could steal viral winners and use AI to face swap. You could do that, right? Like I'm not advising it, but you could also, you know, come you find this video, for example, and you could steal it because it's gone viral and you could face swap your model onto her. You've now got a unique video, posted the trial reels on your account, and it's likely going to go viral. Now, sometimes if you just post it once, it won't go viral immediately. You might have to post it 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Maybe the first 3 get like a couple hundred views, don't really do anything. Usually one of them will pop off again because it just has to hit that right pocket of audience for the video to blow up. And if it's already blown up once, it is extremely highly likely to blow up again multiple times. Because I mean, we literally used to do this organically anyway, like without trial reels. Trial reels now just makes it even better. Like we always have talked about, like I've talked about this 100 winner vault so many times. Like we do it with all our creators anyway. So like we was always like, you know, finding viral videos, downloading them, and then re-uploading them. Maybe sometimes you'd make slight iterations to them. Maybe sometimes you'd like cut there or change the cut, like wherever, and just upload it normally. But now you can do the same thing just with trial reels, right? And you can also do the same thing and just use Tick Fusion instead now, which is obviously makes it even easier, or use Face Swap wherever you want to do, just to make it original, right? And again, then you want to organize these into folders, right? So again, you can have like originals, you can have variants, you can have ready to post, and you can have posted in a Google Drive, right? So you could literally create a super simple Google Drive. We got all the originals, so like the 100 winner vault. Then you've got all the new variants of it, which Tick Fusion will create or Face Swap will create. Then you've got all the ones that are ready to post, and then you've got all the ones that are posted. So you make sure you don't post the same variant, the same duplicated content, right? You can obviously use VAs to post, or you can do it yourself. You could literally, in theory, do 3 to 100 times daily per account. And then you can track the data, right? So views, saves, click-through rate, profile taps, link clicks, etc. You can just literally build out something like super simple if you want. Like you could literally just build it a super simple, you know, account name, VA name, video title, like post type, trial reels, views, likes, comments, shares, blah, 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 right? Wherever you want to do. This is just obviously an example. The data was posted, so on and so forth. And then you can just have the VA track all that. Or you could do it with Airtable and automate it, completely up to you. But obviously make sure you're tracking the data so you know what's working and what's not working, right? Because there will be nuances and differences and variables for every single person on this call. So all you need to realistically do to begin exploiting trial reels is find 10 winning videos, because then you can make 1,000 assets from that and you can just post them forever and recycle, right? Like we've always been big on finding 100 viral pieces of content, because we know once we got 100 viral pieces of content with one creator, we can just always recycle that anyway. So like she never has to post again in theory, because we could literally just recycle that and just post 3 times a day, every single day, without her ever having to create content again, because we're just constantly recycling the same content. And obviously, again, like I said, trial reels now makes that easier. So that's that. Now, in terms of like the actual infinite scale engine, again, once we identify a reel that hits, you know, anything that gets 200K plus views, high click-through rate, or drives the profile tabs, we can literally just take it, put it in a Google Drive, drop it into Tick Fusion. Tick Fusion then going to create 100 unique variants with wherever it does. And then again, you've got one viral video, 100 fresh angles to post on trial reels, 70 winners, that's 7,000 ready to post assets, which in theory you could now make 10 accounts, post 1,000 posts a day on one creator, and just rapidly scale this system, right? So again, you're not just reposting, you're literally just relaunching the same idea in 100 new rappers. That's why this is so overpowered. You see like creators like Camilla and all the girls I use as examples in the program, they're always just recreating the same videos anyway, but like they're actually taking the time and putting manual effort into recreating them. Whereas this is the exact same effect because people are not gonna fucking remember if they saw that exact same video or not. Like everyone has brain rot, like everyone's fucking retention's terrible. And so like if it's gone viral once, it'll go viral 100 more times. Like it doesn't make a difference. And again, IG doesn't notice either. So IG sees each one as new, thanks to obviously the remixing that TikFusion does, or if you face swap using Picasso, wherever you want to do. And then again, instead of filming 20 new videos a week, you're literally just scaling from the assets you already have. So you can start to build a completely agency dependent system, right? So the game becomes find bangers and let the machine scale them. That's as simple as it is, right? So again, posting logic at scale, you can post 3 to 6 times per day per account to start. And obviously you can scale that up to 100 posts per day on a single account. That's the most I've seen anyone do on one account, but it needs to be spread out throughout the day. You can't just do 100 posts at once. It needs to be spread out, but you can start with 3 to 6 posts per account. Again, you could have 20 to 30 accounts per creator if you wanted, managed per VA. And again, this is now we're talking at scale, right? So again, if this might seem overwhelming if you're not at that level. For you just starting out, you can just do it with one creator and you can just take what I've said before and you can ignore the scaling stuff. You don't have to worry about this for now. But like this is what it can look like at scale, right? So again, so God damn. One sec. Right. 60. Okay, cool. So yeah, 60 to 80 posts, 60 to 180 posts per day per VA, right? In theory, you could do more, you could do less, depending on what the VA can handle. And then obviously with 2 to 3 VAs, you can now pretty much post 1,000 times per day across agency accounts, right? The difficulty in this game becomes getting enough accounts, getting aged accounts, getting quality aged accounts, and so on and so forth. But again, you don't have to worry about super scale right now. Just build a system that works. Get one creator that's got videos that you're working with, get the system to work for you, then just focus on scaling that slowly from one creator, right? So that's all you need. And then obviously, again, the vault setup can obviously be like, this is like, for example, Google Drive, like you can have the original winners, you can have the TikFusion inputs, you can have the 100x variant, you can have the ready to post and then the posted log, right? Depending on how you want to set up your drive, same thing. This is just like the 100 winning content vault setup, right? So once the vault is built, you can pretty much run everything on loop forever. And then when it comes to obviously the VA system, this is just an example. Again, you're gonna have to create like your own system for this because there's gonna be nuances for everyone depending on where you're at, where you're trying to go. One VA can handle 20 to 30 accounts, right? There's a VA SOP there. Each account can post obviously again 5 to 10 times a day safely when it's warmed up. You can start with 3 to 6, then move to 5 to 10, slowly start to scale up. And as long as you're still seeing traction and you're still seeing stuff working, just keep scaling it until eventually, like, okay, we're at this point where there's no actual like returns at this point. So let's just keep it, let's just say 20 posts a day, right? Again, the aim, you could get to 1,000 posts per day with 2 to 3 VAs. You can get super complex, start to use different phones. Obviously, you could get, there's tons of ways you could do this complex stuff, right? Like, again, this is not going to apply to most people, like having a massively scaled system and phone farms and, having jailbroken mates and all this sort of shit. Like, that's not necessarily going to be relevant to most of you guys in here unless you have, 100 models that you're trying to do this for. But if you've just got like, a handful of models, you can obviously do this manually with VAs. You could do it yourself. You could do it with your team in-house. It depends what you want to do. And obviously, again, you don't have to aim for 1,000 a day. Of course, you can just do 10 a day, 3 a day. It doesn't make a difference. As long as you're getting those views, that's all that really matters. So again, you can use phones, you can use emulators, you can use proxies, you can obviously use like Oxylabs proxies, for example. You could send out 5 phones to Filipino VAs and put Oxylabs proxies on them, and you could start to obviously post from there. Obviously log the post daily and then obviously track the content in a sheet, right? So again, folder flow, as mentioned, it's the same. So again, this turns one creator into a 24/7 short form content network, right? And that's the key. Like that is the key. Like you can have one creator that's got viral pieces of content that now she never has to create content ever again. I would advise obviously for her to still be creating content, because this system's even better if you are still continuing with the original strategy. So like if you are still getting your creator to obviously bulk create this content, the skits, the Omegle, the social hacking, you're still posting new ones, you're still building new winners to just add and plug into the system. That's obviously going to make the system perform even better, because now you've got trial reels running, you've also got current organic running. Like Don Change was already working on organic for you, and it just goes hand in hand and works like perfectly, right? So in terms of like account types and posting limits and safe scaling, if it's a new account, 1 to 3 posts a day to start, until you start to see like performance go up. You know, for example, at 3 posts a day, if you start seeing like 5 to 10,000 views every post, then you can start upping the posting until you get diminishing returns. If it's aged like 30 days, you can do anywhere from 5 to 20, and again, test these limits. Don't just like jump to 20. If it's warmed and active, you can do 20 to 50. And if it's a power page, like you've had it for years, just if you've got tons of views, you're already like famous, you can do like 50 to 100 every single day. Obviously, again, to avoid shadow ones, don't post 100 videos in 10 minutes. Stagger the content, obviously, throughout the day. Avoid posting the same video across 10 accounts, right? And always use tick fusion variants, right? So there's other ways, of course, as well to run this strategy, right? So there's a couple of clients like using strategies like this. So for example, client A started with 25 reels, picked 10 proven winners, and every 48 hours reposted those exact 10 via trial reels, no edits, no changes. Didn't use tick fusion, just no edits, no changes, exact same reels. And this is what we was doing as well before tick fusion, and it also worked really well. So this is a really simple way to do it, especially for those just starting out. And then again, posted some back to the grid for a few weeks, and then phased out to avoid clutter. Some reels would flop 1 day and then go viral the next day, and he just kept looping it until it compounded. And so the core insight here is you don't need 1,000 new ideas, you just need 10 proven bangers and patience to let consistency win. You just loop every 48 hours, right? That's all you really need to do. Now, client B, 80% proven content, 20% new tests. So again, these are never posted to the grid. This is specifically trial reel strategy only. So use light tick fusion edits. For example, shorter cuts, different subtitles, etc. Treated trial reels like a lab. So tested new hooks, angles, styles, and when something hit, added it to the loop and just rinsed and repeated it. And obviously, again, like trial reels as well, you can also use in this way, where it's not just necessarily for scaling trial reels, but trial reels can be used for validating what's actually worth scaling from an organic content perspective, right? So that is like some of the keys there that you can do. Again, 10 proven winners, and you can just loop those same winners every 48 hours. If you're posting, once a day, or if you're posting twice a day or 3 times a day, you can just, every other day or every 48 hours, just loop the same videos over and over and over again until they hit, right? Like again, you might have one day where nothing hits, but then the next day you have 2 videos that go viral. And then the next day you might have 1 video that goes viral. The next day you might have nothing. But again, it's the same videos. So it's no extra work on the creator. You're just literally reposting. And obviously that works really well. Troubleshooting and recovery, right? Obviously, trial reels toggle disappeared, 0 views across all posts, and post one upload. Again, fixes for this: update the app, log in, log back out. Post 1 to 2 normal reels, warm accounts with comments like stories, wait 24 to 72 hours and test on different devices if you're having these issues. Very rare, but obviously it does happen. Now, in terms of systemizing the entire machine, the goal is not to post more, the goal is to build a machine, right? So again, the system breakdown, you've got the element of the system. So the function is going to be drive organic traffic via trial reels. So that is the function of the system that we're building, right? We want to be driving as much organic traffic via trial reels. The inputs of that system is going to be, for example, 100 viral reels, which is going to then be put into Tick Fusion to make 10,000 Tick Fusion variants. So now we've got 10,000 viral reels from 100. Then obviously the process is going to be having SOPs for the VAs to post, having a folder system, having SOPs on how the system runs, and then obviously delegating it to a VA and having the folder system in Google Drive. The output then of that system is obviously going to be the views, the follows, the profile tabs, the OnlyFans conversions, and that's obviously what we're optimizing for. And then obviously feedback. You want to have a performance log. You want to be tracking the click-through rate. You want to be tracking the profile tabs, the conversion. You want to be tracking the winners versus the losers. And obviously, the environment that you're operating in is obviously going to be the Instagram algorithm plus your niche, which can change, right? So that is the key to look at you. Obviously, trial reels could go away in 2 months. So again, scale it slowly. Don't just like go all out, like actually go scale it slowly. In the sense of like, don't just like don't post anything and just try and build up this perfect system before you post. Just start doing this immediately with your best creators and just start like running this, right? So again, to design the system, the checklist, just define your subsystem, right? So the content or distribution via the trial reels, clarify the inputs, the processes, the outputs, set up the folder system in Google Drive, plus obviously set up Tick Fusion, build your VA SOPs and assign the daily volume that the VAs are going to be doing, track the performance with obviously a Google Sheet like I showed, and then obviously review every single week or review every single day, depending on what you want to do. Get rid of the losers, scale the winners, and then obviously plug it into your wider OF growth machine. So do this with one creator first, pick your best creator. That is what I would recommend. And then just follow this system. If she already has winners, do that. If she hasn't got winners, you can either steal viral content and face swap with AI or, wherever you want to do there. Or you could obviously just actually create the viral content first and just have this as a backup in the future whenever you get to that stage, right? So implement it immediately, right? All you want to be doing, if you've got a creator right now, you're only going to be able to implement this immediately if you've got obviously a creator that's got viral videos in the past, or or you want to face swap previous like other post like steal viral content and face swap it to your creator, which you can obviously do on Picasso. That's going to be the only way you can actually implement this like right now. So go and find the viral content, right? Put it all into a pull 70 to 100 bangers into a shared drive. It doesn't have to be 70, it could be 10, right? Like you can find 10. 10 is the minimum. And then obviously remix it with Tick Fusion or Picasso into obviously 100 plus versions each. Organize the folder system for the VA flow. Train the VA to post daily. Again, you don't have to have a VA. You can do this yourself to start. This is just like makes your life easier. Obviously, track the metrics on a sheet, which again, super easy. Run it for 30 days straight, see how it does, and then scale it based on what works for you, right? So that is literally how you build a content machine that works 24/7 without spending anything on ads. And that is how you can like sort of exploit trial reels, right? So that is pretty much all you need to really do. I've never used Sludge, Jimmy. Just to answer your question there on I've never used Sludge, but yeah, if that works, you could also use Sludge. Um, but yeah, same account, exact same account for trial reels. Like wherever your big account is, yeah, just use our account. Like, we've got an account right now with 5 million followers. And at the moment we're posting like I think we're just about got up to like 20 trial reels on our account, and it's been fine. And we've been getting like 5 viral videos every single day from trial reels, and it's just pretty much the same iterated content over and over again. But yeah, obviously you could use Sludge if you don't want to use Tick Fusion. Um, and yeah, like it's super simple, like in terms of like a viral video after Tick Fusion, just literally put it in Tick Fusion. It's the same thing. Like you can't really tell the difference. It's very subtle. Um, Worried about the model wandering authentic account on an account. So very much the angle. No, okay. Yeah, no one's gonna care. Like literally, like it doesn't matter. Like when you're posting like duplicate content, like it makes no difference. Like people forget, like people have fish brains, so it literally makes no difference. Um, so we can take 10 viral videos, get a new IG account and do trial reels there too and repeat. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But obviously you just can't scale those new accounts like really quickly. So like it's better to like from like what we're doing right now, like it's better to scale up on one account as much as possible. So like for example, if you can get one account to 100 posts a day, like 100 trial reels a day, and they like you get, let's just say 10 to 20 of those going viral, that's easier, it's more lean, and it's more ideal than having like 30 accounts posting like 10 times a day, for example. But obviously at scale, you want to ideally do both, right? If you can get fucking 30 accounts posting 100 times a day, that's when you ultimately like you obviously see the biggest results, but you can't just jump to that immediately, right? So it just depends on the stage you're at. So let's say we're hiring our first VA and the trial reels done. Now, trial reels is not done through MBS. You have to do it through physical devices. Like you can't do trial reels through MBS. You have to do it through physical devices. Yeah, I'll drop a link to the doc in the chat for everyone. Let me do that.